now we are coming to the service robotics. So here, for the full insights, get the book, more than 500 pages this year. And in the service robotic market, we had really observed a dynamic development. So we have a continuous growth. More than 205,000 professional service robots were built in 2023, which is 30% more than in the year before. We have also a big growth in the area of medical robots, 6,200 units, plus 36%. And the consumer service robots, so mostly the vacuum cleaner robots, were stable at 4.1 million units per year. It's this base is done statistics based on almost 300 company reports. So we have a good sample around the complete service robotics market with its variety. And we also know that about 80% of these built robots were built in Asia Pacific as the most important home of the robots. But now let's look into the application areas. We have basically the well-known top areas, transportation and logistics, which is in warehouses and in production, which involves also the autonomous mobile robots, involves 113 robots, plus 35%. Then hospitality, plus 31%, where we have now 54 robots. Then comes agriculture with 20,000 robots, which mostly are milking robots. So the classical application, around 10% of them are cultivation robots on the field. We have the area of professional cleaning with 12,000 robots, where 8,500 are floor cleaning robots and around 3,000 robots for windows and other stuff, and something like 200,000 robots for disinfection, which was an area created by COVID. And in the medical sector, it's 6,200 robots, which I already mentioned. So it's 1,800 surgery robots, half of them rehabilitation, 3,000, and 1,000 robots for the medical lab analysis. It's worthwhile to mention that especially in the area of transportation and logistics, as well as in the cleaning sector, we have also WaaS, a robot as a service. So end users are not buying the robot, but they are subscribing the robot as a service. We have also several thousand robots in the fleet. From the number, basically medical agriculture has switched the place. So medical was placed in top 3 last year, where agriculture is now on top 3. But now let's look into the number of manufacturers by application. So we have worldwide around 920 companies which actually are building service robots. And well, it's basically the number of service robot producers, coincidences also with the number of robots produced in this area. So we have more than 300 producers of transportation logistics robots. Then comes professional cleaning, the medical robots, also a big sector. And well, then it comes search and rescue security, hospitality 71. And you can also see that is also a distribution between Europe, the Americas, and Asia, where we can have a look in the next slide. So around about 20% of the service robot suppliers are originated in the US. Then comes China with 107. And then Germany with 83 service robot suppliers, Japan with 67. And when we are looking deeper into the figures, we see that China is especially strong in the consumer robot market. So for example, then the vacuum cleaner, where the professional robots are located more or less around the world. When we are now looking into this large area of transportation and logistics, we have autonomous forklifts, we have autonomous mobile robots in production. But when we are looking into the warehouses today, there's a white spot, basically, a white spot or a blind spot. And this is at the interface of the warehouse, the production site, with the truck or the shipping container. And the truck loading and unloading in transportation is still an unsolved issue for automation, basically. There are a couple of solutions around. Here's one from Pickle Robots, which is picking single boxes. There are other solutions which can put pallets into the truck and remove pallet out of the truck. But there's a big driver. There's a massive shortage of staff. So the automation challenge is quite well described. But still today, it's quite ambitious that a forklift drives autonomously into a truck and puts a pallet into it, because we have the pallets, which are, there's a 3D Tetris going on. We have not evenly described goods. And also in the truck, there are partly measures for safety of the goods. So it needs quite a good manipulation skills to put the pallet into the truck. And this is something where humans are perfect and robots still struggle with this. And therefore, this is a big challenge and a forefront in the area of transportation and logistics. A second topic where we have looked into in a focus topic where we also made interviews suppliers is the transportation then in the outdoor environments. For example, when you are looking into a factory, you have one hall, a second hall. Typically inside this hall, there's the AMR going on. But when now this AMR has to jump from one hall to the next, you have also short traffic outdoor. And also here we have major challenges like outdoor, you have rain, you have snow, you have fog, we have uneven grounds, irregular surface conditions. There might be obstacles, there might be also cars away. And this is also quite challenging and also a current forefront in the area of transportation and logistics. So looking into the market of the service robotics, we see technological advantages in the area of generative AI. The robot improves in terms of performance and applicability. The demographic change is really driving this market. So we have double-digit growth every year. We still need further standards, for example, on safety. And nonetheless, we have really excellent long-term prospects. So that's also the reason why lots of money is invested into service robots. And especially also as in classical service robot, but also then service robots in the embodiment of a humanoid robot. And as a last statement for this press conference, what is the impact on industrial and service robots? How will it change? And we see that there's a lot of technology going on. Technology advances a lot, looking to NVIDIA with NVIDIA Isaac, also simulation platforms which are designated towards humanoid robots. And together with humanoid robots, for example, dexterity skills are developed, also the complete mechatronic design of a robot. And so we will see now new embodiments of the robots, which is disruptive. But at the same time, we also observe that these technologies, for example, how to make a hand-eye coordination or how to incorporate AI into robots, boosts also classical robot fields in industrial robots and service robots. So basically, all kinds of robots will benefit from this investment into humanoid robots. And with this, I want to close the service robot part. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all the three panelists. Press information, in case you haven't received the information yet, the press information is active on the website. You can also download the presentations. And of course, if any questions come up into your mind after this press conference, after the closing of the press conference, you can send them to press@ifr.org for further information.